difficult.
Make it happen, Supercars. Did they say that every time though? I feel
look,
like at
there's
the moment,
a few
we've got a record crowd.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do question it. I'm like, hang on a second.
Must have enjoyed that being a lead Tickford car.
Well, it's 2 against 1 now. So, I need Cam here to back me up. There's a bit of evidence, I think. Thanks for bringing that one up, Chaz.
Let's just put them two on the same line.
Let's
just
leave
a
it.
car and touching a fellow driver that was just coming to apologise.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Kai Allen wants the outside and he might just go for the lead. This is going to be an incredible move. Kai Allen, I don't believe it.
All right. Welcome, guys, to the first episode of Drivers Only for 2026. I've got Chaz Mostert and Ryan Wood with me, the boys from Walkinshaw TWG Racing. Now, guys, we've got a new look for 2026. We're in a new studio. What do you think of this place?
Yeah, it's nice. It's cool to be back. A new look for the studio, a new look for me and Chaz with our team and our product this year. So a lot of new stuff happening in 26, which is cool.
Mate, we've got pop plants as well.
Yeah.
It's all happening in this studio.
Supercars leveling up.
They are, indeed. Now, speaking about that, some big changes in the off-season. We've obviously had one race at SMP last time out, which doesn't really feel that long ago. It was only a week and a half ago. So things happen pretty quick. We've only got a week off before the Grand Prix this weekend. But from your point of view, debuting the new Supra, it's been a massive project. I got to see a bit of the clay to carbon TV doco, which was really well put together. For you guys, though, what's it been like, I guess, that change from in the team and trying to develop this new package?
Yeah, it's been pretty mental, to be honest. I think the biggest thing probably blew us away at SMP was just the fan support for our team. Obviously, having such a fantastic year for me and Woody to finish out in the finals last year, the team to win the championship, but the change to bring a brand new manufacturer in has been absolutely huge. So you never know how it's going to go. Like as drivers, you change manufacturer, if you're going to lose some fans or some fans follow you, but when a team does it, it's massive. So yeah, brand new one, and seeing all the people wearing their Toyota merch already is something pretty crazy. So yeah, I think we ran out of merch on Saturday, which is great. Woody doesn't quite have as many shirts and stuff as me, but it's all happening.
What to wear for himself, or
yeah, he had to actually sell his shirts on the weekend for some fans. So he's such a good people person, Woody. It's good to see him go up and beyond. But Drivers Only podcast, shouldn't we just be called like Drivers Between Two Pop Plants or something?
I like that. Well, there was a YouTube show, remember, Between Two Ferns?
That's what I was thinking. Let's give me that vibe.
This is Between Two Pop Plants.
With
I
drivers.
haven't seen that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, mate, guru.
You got to watch it.
What is he?
Barack Obama was on it, man.
Who?
Barack Obama, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, it sounded a little bit weird when you said
Yeah, that did.
Barack Obama.
I think you should stop there.
Yeah, I think you're sort of butchering that. But yeah, touching on what Chaz said, I think round one was really cool. I think a really cool part of the weekend was the free Friday was pretty cool. And, obviously for our sport to have such a, I felt like there was a lot of new people at the event. And I think that helped for our team. And, with the product we've got with the new Toyota badge and everything like that, it really relates to the normal everyday driver and everything like that. So I really thought that the reception we got was pretty cool. And I would say even, for yourself and many other drivers to have as many fans as we did there on that Friday was pretty cool. So
yeah, just to touch on that, the Friday was obviously free admission, and I got to say the grandstand was packed for our Friday night race. So even Saturday, I thought
Friday was probably our busiest day. Would you not think? Like I remember getting out of the car park Friday night. It was like
it was mental.
It was mental. Where Saturday was a little bit less. I felt like I don't know. I'd have to go to Supercars for the numbers.
Yeah, I think they did say it was a record crowd in like 30 years or something. I think there was over 50,000 people.
Did they say that every time though?
I
feel like at
there's
the moment,
a few record
crowd.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do question it. I'm like, hang on a second.
And then you go down a bit further, top 10 record crowd.
Then you actually read the article and it's like top 10 this year.
Yeah. So and it's the first round.
Exactly.
So no, it was a really good turnout from everyone. And I mean, we've got obviously a few talking points here, but the racing, as we know how competitive and aggressive it is, it was once again at the top level, and we saw some pretty controversial stuff between a few of the drivers, which we'll get into. But for your weekends, probably a little bit up and down with the new package, but I'm sure everyone thought as well that you guys finished really strong there on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, for myself, I felt like we just sort of, for once, stayed out of the trouble and flew under the radar and had some good car speed in the races and was able to, in the weekend out, starting the year off 6th in the championship. It always gives you a bit of confidence moving forward. So I think for us as a group, we probably was chasing our tails a little bit, obviously being a new product, but we learned a lot, and that's what the next 2 to 3 rounds that we've got coming up is all about learning and making sure that we're just getting better each time we roll out the Supra. So I think where we ended the weekend, we can be super proud of, and that's where we can build on from this weekend at the Grand Prix. And it's a huge undertaking for our team and all our people involved. So to see what it meant to our group, 4th and 5th on that Sunday, it felt like we'd just 1-2'd and Bathurst or something. So it was cool, and to have all 5 Supras in that top 10 was cool for Toyota. And look, we've got a lot of learning to do, like I just touched on, but I guess for us, it's always nice when you can show a little bit of something and try and build on that.
Just for everyone listening at home, Chaz, what are the main differences between going from the package that you've driven for the last 3 years to now going to something completely different? I know it's the same chassis and all the internals apart from the engine are the same, but going from driving a Ford Mustang to the Supra, obviously the Toyota V8 engine, as a driver, something to just tell people at home, what is that actually like?
Well, yeah, the biggest thing is like no different than any manufacturer as a driver, you're always trying to work on the balance that's suited to you as a driver. So for us rolling into round 1, and then finally seeing where we sit on the leaderboard with everybody and then realizing the balance that we had with a brand new car is probably a little bit different than what we probably experienced over the last 12 months. So we spent the last 3 years with, basically dialing the Ford in and getting that to a certain balance for me and Woody to be happy. But now we've got a brand new car. And I think most of it stems around how the engine works.
Yeah.
Even though it is still a very similar engine to what the Ford is, everything's a little bit different, in a way. So that changes the balance a lot. Then you got the aero. We all know there's little differences here and there, but it's all in a close window. So going to SMP for us, it's like trying to work out exactly the balance we want. And it's just also seconds down to exactly what Supercars all about at the moment. Like, I think we didn't qualify where we wanted to, that just inside in the 20 or a couple of times outside it. But like literally 2 tenths puts you inside the top 10. Like it's so tight to be, what is it, a minute 29 around there, to be 2 tenths of a second, and that moves you up 10 or so places is just absolutely crazy. And that's what we've seen over the last 12 or 24 months. So for us, not qualifying where we wanted, but make a better race car, we're pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
And no doubt this weekend is all about qualifying at AGP. So hopefully we can put our best foot forward there.
Yeah, you raise a good point there. And I think when we move to the Grand Prix, certainly, qualifying is everything. There's no pit stops. There's 3 19-lap races and I think a 14-lap race. So we know how crazy that is, and we'll get into that. And also, you touched on the amount of work that's had to be done in the off-season to get the car where it is now. And of course, I'm sure there's fine-tuning, but to think not only that, but having all 3 cars go over the wind tunnel, again, for obviously Ford and the Chev, but for the Toyota as well, and trying to get the engines as close as possible. Like, there's so much work behind the scenes that people don't see. And I think when they were doing that aero testing, they actually had to buy 3D printers as well because they were just constantly printing new parts to try. So there's been, so much work in the off season, and not only for you guys, but for obviously BJR as well. And I think they did, apart from one, what looked like an engine failure, that was a great job from BJR as well.
Yeah, 100%. They did a fantastic job. If not, they were Andre was showing us on 1 lap pace, and the other boys like Cam Hill and Macaulay. I mean, we were racing pretty door to door, and everyone was sending it. So it was pretty good. But enough about us. Let's stop talking about, you're being a full host here, Randall.
Yeah. That is my role here. I was waiting for it.
I was just thinking how good you would be on TV, the way you were speaking and everything. I had goosebumps listening to you. It was impressive.
None of those weren't even there.
How did you find the first weekend back? And, obviously this year we've been speaking a bit in off-season, you and me, about you getting number one status in Tickford. So, there was a point you were dusting Cam on the weekend. He wasn't as consistent as we saw.
I saw you two racing pretty hard in race 3.
And it's the most I've seen you smile on a race weekend for a little while. So you must have enjoyed that, being the lead Tickford car.
Well, it's 2 against 1 now. So, I need Cam here to back me up. But
I just got told to stay behind Chaz when I was behind him. So.
Is that right? Well, I remember when Cam pushed you off at turn 5 and was it Saturday's race?
Yeah.
And then
you got through.
Then I got through, and then
Shaking
you and
bacon.
I had a good. We were side by side through 6 and 7.
Yeah.
What's the reaction
6,
when you
7.
see a driver go off and then you get a free place from it?
Everyone's like,
best,
it is.
It's the best.
Randall's in there.
It's like a fist pump moment, but then you miss a gear and you're like, I nearly gave
And
it
then
all
you
back.
miss your braking marker. But knowing Woody, he went off. He got sort of forced off there. But all of a sudden, he's like, he could probably just end up firing 2 wheels
He
down the
doesn't
dirt.
live. He doesn't live.
No, we know about that. But I think there's a bit of evidence, I think. My weekend was it was okay. It was solid. I mean, we had 3 top 10 qualies and twice we finished in the 10, but probably still needed a bit more race pace. But
Leading the team's championship as well.
Yeah, we
That's
are.
exciting. Are you excited to be the first cars to roll onto the track? Or are you a bit like you?
Weren't you that last year as well?
for
At
Grand
this
Prix
round,
we were. Yeah, I mean, as you guys know, for Grand Prix it helps for qualifying definitely, but there's no pit stops, so probably in that sense isn't as vital. But it would be nice to hold that for the next round. But I guess we got lucky with some other teams' misfortunes as well.
Singer's luck, mate. You put your best foot forward.
Well, you guys had a good Sunday. Saturday, you had the disqualification. What can you explain what actually was for?
You talking to me? Or?
I'm pretty sure I'm looking at your eyes.
Hey?
Can you explain what that was actually for?
Question.
Oh, gee, that's not our next
That's
subject.
not on the script, anyways. We'll move
that's it for
into
this
talking
segment.
points 1.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Let's talk about other drivers for a change.
I think that's a good
Says
idea.
Aaron Cameron and Brody Kostecki.
You're taking my role as host.
Randall, what did you think about that?
It does say, "What is your take on the incident?" To be honest, I thought that was on Brody. So yeah, I thought Aaron was a bit unlucky.
You watch him this weekend. Be
I hope
careful, you
he's
throw
not
some
listening,
mud.
man.
What was your take on the incident, Chaz and Woody?
I thought it was aggressive from Brody, but I thought Aaron Cameron would have, he knows what Brody's like. I thought he would have just run the middle line or inside line and just,
It is an awkward one turn too, because you saw there's different lines there. It's double apex. Some people run out really wide to cut back, and I think that's what Aaron was doing.
I don't even think Aaron would have seen him.
No.
So I thought he just would have minimized the risk a little bit and just ran the narrow line. But I'm sure next time that sort of scenario happens, he probably would do that. It's not on him. I just think that if looking back at it, that's probably one thing he'll probably kick himself for. But I thought Brody was fast and obviously saw an opportunity, and it's just, in the heat of the moment, what it's easy to talk about now, but it happens so fast.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, exactly. And you could see once he had got there, he's like, sort of just like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah. And a bit late now.
Yeah. It's sort of done and dusted. So it was cool to see how good Aaron was going and the whole BRT crew that weekend. And I think Brody was actually a standout on car speed though in the races, and probably didn't get the results that his car and him showed over the weekend. So I think he'll be one to watch this weekend, and hopefully, BRT, or not hopefully, hopefully for BRT's sake that they can carry on their form and keep moving forward, which is cool to see.
Yeah, the BRTs, they were so strong out the gate, pretty much from testing, really, from Wednesday. And I know we're on the short circuit on Wednesday for the half a day because of the issues at turn 8, but even, Golding was at the top of that. We all thought, maybe, he's taking advantage of the cut through, but then he came out of the blocks really strong Thursday testing. And then Friday, they got a front row lockout. I think they got done by in the strategy with Brock Feeney on the first race, but then, for the rest of the weekend, they were really strong. Unfortunately, I think Jimmy had an issue with a loose wheel nut, I think, on Sunday. And then that issue that incident we just talked about with Brody. But yeah, Brody's race pace was really good. I'd say his qualifying pace, probably not where he would have liked, or a bit up and down on this Friday and the Sunday, but the race pace was.
I think it
was
just
really strong.
shows how hard it is at the moment to get one
Correct.
lap out of our cars and at the limit that we're driving them to. And,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't easy on the weekend in Sydney with turn 8 breaking up.
Yeah.
It did make it hard, especially on Sunday, to predict what the car was going to do and that sort of stuff. And, I think BRT, just touching on what they did, like, I think seeing the amount of change and stuff they've had internally and their drivers, and having Jimmy come in with, I guess, probably a bit of, I would say he just wants to come and improve, you know, Premier and a few others wrong and say, like, why did you not sort of, you know, whatever happened. And he's gone out there and proved everyone why he's pretty talented. So it was cool to see for him. And then Aaron, obviously just, you know, building off Jimmy's confidence and the team's confidence, has stepped up and shown why he's in that seat, and it's good to see. And, you know, I know what it was like when I had, and same with you. Once you have that first run on the board, you just keep building from there. So, yeah, it'll be good.
I think I'm just stoked for the Blanchard family.
Yeah.
You know, they've had a couple up and down years, you know, hints of results, and to come out this year to, you know, one new driver, you know, second year for Aaron Cameron as well. And to show promise and belief in their people is something huge. And you just got to respect any organisation that goes on that journey, the tough roads, and then can see some success. So no doubt their probably biggest worry now is not so much Brody trying to crash into Aaron Cameron. It's probably Brody looking under their car.
Yeah.
Is probably the biggest worry, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that because
maybe that's why I wanted to get in underneath him enough to see what
Pop it up and have a
pop
look
under
on.
look and see what setup he was running or something.
Well, before we get to that, you said Aaron's second year. He actually didn't do the first round last year.
No.
So that was his first time there full time.
So what
And-
are you saying? He's just going to
just
smoke us now for the rest
maybe
of
at the Grand Prix.
year?
Yeah. But no, you raised a good point there, Chaz. Brody might. There was a few videos going around. Him, true, he does.
Yeah.
What was
It's
the
not
go
like
there?
Tennis Man where a ball lands just on the line.
Yeah, what was the go there? Did you know any more about what happened there? Obviously,
I think.
did he look under your cars?
Yeah, he looked out in everyone's car.
Did he?
I think I heard Brownie. I think Brownie was explaining it to me. He's explained it very well. Like if it was any other driver, it probably wouldn't be as big a deal. But because we all know how smart Brody is, that he can look under it and get something from it. And you know, if I looked under it, man,
you would have gone,
it's got grease.
These coming out of the sides of the gearbox. And There's wheels.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
gearbox.
Yeah.
Where's the oil go?
Yeah. So like, I think that was probably where the, I guess, commotion came from.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously it's like if I think, you know, if we walked down to your garage and went and looked under your car or that sort of thing, then it would be a different story. So I can see how it was taken as a joke, but then I can see why people also had a big issue about it as well, because it is our IP or our team's IP, and especially with 888 with their new product and with our new product, I guess there's no real correlation to you know, Brody and their team, but it's still the same stuff.
Well, you think about how much teams pay to have data sharing, you know, a technical alliance. I mean, BRT now, they were aligned with you guys in the past, last year, and now they're aligned with, or they've got a technical alliance with
now T8 pays
888.
them.
Well,
after
maybe
SMP.
after
Maybe it goes the other
SMP.
way.
So it is a big deal at IP, how much, I mean, the IP is not just stuff they've learned over one weekend. It's IP you've learned over the whole time that team has existed.
Well,
So-
I think, and also I think it's probably a little bit different because it is brand new. Like the Toyota was brand new. The, you know, 888 Ford was brand new. So like if it was 3 years down the track and he had to look under our car last year when it was a Ford and when we were going quite good, then it would be even more of a problem. Probably
problem.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Probably more of a problem.
I understood it. I sit with debriefs with him all the time. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Brody, I think he argued that there wasn't much lighting or something. He couldn't see. Look, we'll never know. But Dutto came out and he was pretty, he
Angry.
came out of the blocks pretty hard and said,
You know about Dutto getting angry, eh?
we've had our moments at Tassie.
what do you think about that?
About what?
let's just go back to the past.
Oh, you want to go back that far?
Yeah, well, we just got a little segment we can fill in here.
Well, I was just going to say that he came out and said it was worse than drug cheating. So what?
I don't know. Maybe
your
laying a
opinion on that?
hand on someone might be worse than that, wouldn't you?
Well, I
Not
don't
the
think,
drug cheating part, but
Not about the drug
actual
cheating.
looking underneath the car. I
Yeah.
know, laying a hand on someone's pretty rough.
I thought it was pretty rough. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I remember you telling me. You said you had to see some people. And
Yeah, you were
it's not
saying,
good.
Is
you
that
were
right?
saying stuff before we came in here.
No, I didn't have to say anyone. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that one up,
Let's
Chaz.
just put them two on the same line.
Let's
looking
just
under
leave
a
it.
car and,
Yeah.
and touching a fellow driver that was just coming to apologise
Yeah.
anyway. You apologise, getting angry.
I was apologising.
Yeah,
Ask Jamie.
yeah. No, I just don't
He
think
knows.
that's on.
No. Thanks, Chaz.
I'm in your corner, Randall.
Okay, so we've answered that question. I can't work out. You want to be half the host here, don't you,
No,
Chaz?
just some co-host.
He is, yeah.
He's doing
And
well
I'm
here.
just, what am I then?
No, I
You
think
got
they are very
co-host.
different
Yeah.
things.
You're the talent.
Okay.
Whether it's
Yeah.
worse than drug cheating, yeah, don't know about that. But I can see why they're upset about it.
Oh, yeah. I
Mm.
think it's
And you
crossing-
raise a good point.
It's crossing a line,
Yeah.
like, but I can see where Brody thought it was a joke. Like, they obviously didn't have any intentions behind it because you wouldn't post it on
Correct.
Instagram.
And Will
if-
posted it anyway,
Yeah.
didn't he? Yep.
Yeah, that's the.
And Will's the Red
got
Bull
a lot
driver.
of conflicts of interest.
You
yeah.
wouldn't rob a bank with Will, would you?
Nah.
He'd put it on. He'd probably post it on Instagram.
But then be in the room with Dutto arguing, why did you rob the bank, man? But he's filming it.
And speaking about things Will filmed, it was like which is actually our next bit, is about the cool suit failures when, unfortunately, for himself and Dave Reynolds, they got, and Brock as well, they got properly cooked. But then Will did a selfie video in the medical center with Reynolds.
That was quite funny.
Like that's just classic Will Brown.
Will's just all about content at the moment.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, those cool suits. I mean, obviously it's a big issue when there's a failure, and there are people that run different types of cool suits. But why do you guys think it's a big issue now compared to, let's say 30 years ago?
I don't know. To be honest, I feel like this era of car is actually cooler than the last one. So I was quite surprised to see how many people got cooked with a failure. Like, we know SMP that weekend was probably unusually hot. Like,
and humid.
That was really
that Sunday one was,
It was bizarre. Like, the whole 3 days, I remember it felt like it was over 30 every day. So not pretty unusual temperature. I think that probably didn't help the weekend. But yeah, not sure why some cool suits are breaking down. Obviously, there's a few different systems. I know we still use a very old dry ice system that's been since the last generation of car, and
same as us actually.
And touch wood, like something really wrong's got to go with it for it to fail. More like you fail a cool shirt more so than
we've
an
had that
actual
a few
system.
times. Like Chazzy had it in practice at one of the rounds, and then I had a Goldie race Sunday at Goldie where the vanes popped off, and I had no circulation, and I can see how they came out cooked because I came out of that. And like, obviously Goldie's pretty physical and mentally pretty tough. And I remember, it's hard because as a driver, you don't want to let your team down. You don't want to, come in and, give up. And if it was any other time, like if it was a practice, you would come in because the state I was in driving wasn't safe for myself and probably a few others. And
But now you basically just got every other driver from Supercars that gets a bit hot with something they basically got to pull in from a race with that comment.
Yeah, exactly. So, when I'm
now you
second
put
and
way
you're
more pressure on the teams. Don't let it fail because of black flag.
It was scary on Sunday. On my cool suit, the plug went in and the plug just kept like popping out. It wasn't like staying in and circulating. And I was having a full freak out because I know from Sunday.
I saw actually on the grid, I saw someone trying to run up with another cool suit. Was that for you?
Yeah, because my fitting was broken. So then the boys just cable tied it and like cable tied the fitting in and it worked. And, obviously seeing the state the other boys got out of the car, I was super lucky that it didn't fail. And, I'm sure Chazzy's had a few cool suit failures in his time. It's just,
well, I
it's
think
part of it,
the reason why, just for everyone listening at home, and I'm sure this has been explained before, but the reason why that's so bad for us as drivers, when we have a cool suit failure, so the cool suit acts as like a vest with water pipes essentially, and that normally runs at a low temperature below 10 degrees when it's working well, 5 degrees.
Yeah.
But when it fails, it ends up running over 40, 50 degrees, and then your body temp essentially heats up the water. So then you've got another layer of extra heat, and that's why it's such a bad thing for us drivers. And I think another reason why it's harder now is because the cars are essentially sealed. You know, we've got full windows. There's little cutouts, but it's not like the old days where you.
But even when the cutouts are there, like was playing with my air duct,
Yeah.
it's just hot air when it's that hot outside. Because, you know, on a 20-degree day, if you have a cool suit or don't, it's more a luxury thing sort of thing. But on those really hot days, it's...
Also, what you're supposed to do is like when that happens is come in and someone will just like cut the pipes off and drain the liquid out. But the problem with our 200K races at the moment, the pit stops are so short, you're just giving away so much time. So like if you're in like Brock's position, you're leading the race.
What do you do?
Yeah, you're battling on for the result. You know what I mean? So
it's not even the pit stops are so quick in the 200K race. You can't even do it. Like can't even do a tear off.
Can't do a water
and it's
bottle.
always the times you don't want it to fail. Like on the hot days.
Yeah.
You know, like it's interesting. But then you're also touching on a few things. Like, what do you think? How do we move forward? Like, do we bring in air conditioning or that sort of stuff into our cars, or what do you think the fix is? Because I guess, you know, like you said, Chaz, if I'm saying that we need to, you know, because it does get dicey when you're dehydrated and when you feel depleted. But you jump out of the car and you're like, it's the best feeling in the world once you jump out, you know.
Sometimes the cool down lap feels harder because you're not going as fast.
You
as the
saw
safety
Brownie.
car.
Brownie drove into the cool down lap, drove past all the cars because he was obviously hurting and he's needed to get out, you know.
Yeah.
And they're fit guys. Like seeing Brock jump out of the car and stumble, like obviously it wasn't easy, and obviously Davey's an animal as well, and seeing him, like listening to what Brownie was saying, how he thought he was dead there for a little bit on that bed. Like,
it was pretty serious.
But we go back to the 12-hour, and we obviously ran the 12-hour together this year, and that car didn't have air conditioning.
No.
But that car, like GT3 cars, are sealed up way more, and I think this is where Supercars hasn't quite like developed, say, an air conditioning system or something, because the ventilation is a little bit better in those cars. So it's like line ball.
Yeah.
You know, on a cooler day, you probably won't cool suit in the race. You'll just run. Like you go to Tassie, for instance, we're not cool suiting.
But
you cool suit just for luxury.
That's right.
Because you want to keep cooler. Like,
But now, whether or not that maybe they need to change the way the rule's written, because the way the rule's written now, it doesn't sort of say if your cool suit, like your cool suit system might still be working, but it doesn't say that if the cool suit's not operating at, like, for example, Will Brown said his thing was at like 42 degrees.
yeah, it's hot.
So I know that they monitor it, but maybe there's something that needs to be written.
Then, like you're leading Bathurst and your cool suit's failed. Will you pull in?
Well, it just comes, as a driver, no, but it comes down to driver well-being. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think we should develop an air conditioning system. If everyone has to run a factory air conditioning system or whatever, and then at the end of the day, we'll just try to look after drivers better in situations. You can still run a cool suit system inside that and have aircon and whatever. Like when we go to Darwin or hot places and these things are failing, it's better to have too many systems than not enough.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
But make it happen, Supercars.
If we're just
Instead of
lazy,
bigger batteries,
we just want
for the extra grunt.
You heard it here first between two plants.
And I think
Pot plants.
between two
pot plants.
Yeah. What? There we are. All right, so we've got the driver cooling covered.
I reckon the next
think?
segment, Woody, you should probably take over this one.
What do we got next one? Kai versus Brock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a bit of experience racing these two.
You have a lot of experience racing Brock, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It was the same experience as you when you turned him at Tassie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went up and apologised, but yeah.
I was too scared.
Of who? Him or Dado? So what are we going to bang indoors? Yeah. Obviously, that term one, restart.
Yeah.
Well,
guys.
actually, should we speak on the restarts? Some of them were a bit dicey.
Bit late. Yeah.
Bit late?
Bit late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
I got outfoxed on one of the restarts by Brock, and I was too busy trying to dictate when we were going to go because we were like halfway down the pit straight.
Yeah.
And I forgot that you can get overlap and he got me. But like, yeah, some of those restarts, it started to, I think Anton was saying that the green flag wasn't out.
Correct.
So it just goes back to, you know, I think we had a chat in the driver's chat about, you know, the safety car.
Yeah.
being-
It was.
Sometimes I find myself just being too kind. I think when you know, like, sometimes the safety car gets released a bit late
Never
and you
seen
get into
that.
that, you're like, this is going to cause something. So you just kind of stay behind, but then someone else is like
It's crazy
taking
because
the advantage, which you're more than welcome to do, but it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is going
You're
to.
just saying you're the most polite supercar.
well, you're not
driver
allowed.
out there.
Technically, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, well, maybe not. But in that situation, on that weekend, come around last corner, I'm like, oh, yeah, you can fan out. But I'm like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Well,
we
you
get
actually
down here.
couldn't at that point because there was no green flags. Because you're not meant to overlap until you got green
Green
flags.
flags as well.
But
yeah.
you can overlap out of the
after last corner, so the rule contradicts itself.
Yeah, but it says provided green flags are
So
displayed.
everyone that got overlapped should get penalised.
Technically, yeah.
All right, we'll
That's
have a
why I
look
didn't do
into
it.
that. Yeah,
yeah, I didn't do it either. So we're good. All right, race
There's
control.
quite a few
Look into
people that
Saturday.
did,
race
actually.
3, race 2.
Maybe not Saturday because I didn't get
Oh, okay,
get
Sunday.
the result on that one.
Well, they changed this on Saturday. The safety car, we were told lights out at turn 4, and then Sunday they just
Sunday they took the shortcut.
they just sent the safety car.
that was
to the
actually
shortcut.
pretty good.
I think that
That's
works
smart.
That
Like
was
just
smart. Yeah.
minimise the risk
better. Yep.
Yeah.
for the poor safety car driver. Do we know who?
I don't actually know who drives it now. Is it Jason normally drives it?
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Yes.
Was it Jason?
But I
Jason?
didn't
Was
see
it you?
Jason over the weekend.
Yeah, I don't know.
He normally
maybe
wheels
it's
it.
fine.
Tries his best.
But yeah, going back to the battle, I
Yeah.
thought Kai was impressive at turn 1. Like
Yeah.
in those conditions too. Like I remember last year I was battling Kai, and he was a rookie, and it was raining. Remember last
Yeah.
year it was Sunday and it was wet, and he just drove up to me like I was standing still. And then I got into the race this year, and I was like using a few of the lines and that sort of stuff that I saw off him, and then seeing what he was doing to, you know, the front of the field, I was like felt a little bit better about myself last year. So it was impressive, and like I felt bad for him to have that mechanical on the verge of, you know, battling for his first
Yeah.
win. It's
You see that he wanted it. He was going to do
yeah.
anything he could to get his first win.
and I think
you know,
that's
so.
that like earns a lot of respect from everyone. He's obviously an amazing driver, but like to see him battle that hard,
Yeah.
it was like
And
cool.
like you said, they were the pioneers because it was
Yeah.
raining, and they're the first ones
and
going into
round
turn
the
1.
outside at turn 1.
Yeah,
Like that's
it's pretty good. And then he held it, you know, and then he
yeah,
held
and
the
like
lead.
was aggressive on the exit and forced
Yeah.
block. Like, yeah.
And then there was a bit going on. Was it Brown,
I think,
Anton, and Brody?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
That was all pretty chaotic.
that was very Lucky Dogs podcast.
Yeah,
into
they got into each
rivalry.
other.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there was a debrief chat after the weekend, considering he took out.
Maybe they're
This
contractually
fella.
obligated in their
Yeah.
podcast to
Yeah,
still do the
But,
podcast.
I mean, that's what we always need though. This aggression is awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone
Oh.
trying to have a crack. That's what we are. That's what we are, supercars. And I
Yeah.
think that's where we get, you know, every travel overseas and do a GT3 race, they're like, man, your series is nuts. You guys just all either run into each other or go get the job done. Like, that's what's so cool about it.
Well, the aggressiveness and their competitiveness. The fact
Yeah.
that, as you said earlier, you know, 1.5 or 2 tenths can be 10 spots.
well,
yeah.
all the teams, everyone that's in supercars at the moment,
Professional.
you know, are like top tier. So
Yep.
it's an exciting time to be a part of it. I'm pretty grateful to be, you know, in a position where I guess we all are, to be battling some of these races we've had the last 2 years, like Bathurst last year, you know, the final system. Like
Even
it's a
SMP
cool time.
last year,
Yeah.
Cam and Brock.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like it's a cool time for supercars.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
I got a question, random one for you, because we got time.
Yeah.
Old generation car or this generation car?
What, Gen 2 or
Gen 2 or Gen 3?
Oh, I'd probably say Gen 2 for qualifying, but Gen 3 for racing.
Okay. Why?
Well, Gen 2 more downforce.
Yeah.
And Gen 3, I think I feel like it's more competitive, and I just feel like the racing's better. Like you just said, Woody, I
Yeah.
feel like we race.
I
harder.
really like Gen 3. I reckon you get rewarded on the day you put a lap together and like the car's hooked up. That feeling of like doing that, I reckon in Gen 3 is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like,
And they're so sensitive now too.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Chaz?
He's
Oh,
Gen 2.
Gen 2.
Yeah.
fully Gen 2?
Yeah, full
He
Gen
loves
2.
Gen 2.
Yeah.
every debrief. Yeah, my old Gen 2 car.
Yeah.
No,
Let's try this spring. It
Yeah,
used to work on the
Gen
Gen 2
2.
car.
Well, let's try. Let's try this upright. Oh wait, no, we can't.
Just forget, like, I'm the second oldest boy on the grid now. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like when all the young
38?
guys are racing each other real hard. And I'm
38?
like, oh, yeah, look. Like, I'm now like, I feel like Will Davo. Remember when you used to roll,
He's ignoring you.
rub Will Davo up the wrong way?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's me. I'm that guy.
But you just said before that you're polite.
Yeah.
You just
Come through, guys.
contradicted.
Come through.
You always call me Two-Face off camera, but that's kind of a little bit. That's a little bit Two-Face.
Maybe we've been hanging out with you too much.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
That's it. Last 12 hours we do together.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah.
He's like,
No, I really enjoyed the 12-hour working with
That was
you.
good.
That was really a lot of
Good
fun.
We had
You-
an awesome whole supercar crew. It was awesome.
Yep, Barry Ryan running the program.
Yeah.
That was mega.
That looked
Ashley
like
Wood,
fun.
Yeah.
It looked real cool.
He was.
Oh, like I was doing it, but like
Yeah.
it looked like fun what you guys were doing, and
Oh, it was
like
grouse.
with Barry
Yeah.
and Barry
good
looked,
insight
Barry
to
looked
someone
so
else.
relaxed.
Yeah,
Like
someone
for
that
an engineer, he
Yeah.
looked like every time I walked down the pit lane, he was like so like I felt like he was just enjoying being an engineer. You know, I don't know what you guys think, but
Well,
it
for
looked
someone
cool.
like won championships, won Bathurst, you always want to understand how they go about their racing.
yeah,
And, no doubt, Barry's wears his heart on his sleeve and, no doubt he's got himself into trouble a few times over the years for how he says things. But the passion is second to no one. And it was pretty cool to just see firsthand in the same garage how he goes about it. And
Yeah.
someone that doesn't really call himself an engineer more so, bloody hell, he's actually pretty cluey,
Very
I
good.
found. So
Yeah.
What did he think about you taking out Jaden? Oh, Jaden.
Well, did you not see
Obviously-
the?
Oh, mate,
did you not see the
it was-
TV footage of him going next door?
maybe like looking at it, Barry, if he's like on your car, he can't see you do any wrong. So
Yeah. I just
yeah,
love
which is great. It was great for me
Yeah.
at that point. I would have hated to be if he was on Juice's car.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have been like, I'm
Yeah,
not coming back
especially
to
when
the
you
garage.
took out Jaden.
Oh,
here we go.
yeah,
I'm just-
yeah. What could have been?
That's
Yeah.
not on this segment. On to the next
No.
one.
Anyway,
I
we love
remember just
Barry.
watching it. Just quick one. I was watching it because I was in front of these two, and I'm in my Ferrari, and the thing's crabbing at this point, and I'm just looking behind, watching these two go at it, and I'm just like, yes. And,
And
they
you're
came
thinking
out of turn
something's gonna
2.
happen.
Came out of turn 2, look up, and I don't see anyone, and I've never been so happy. I'm so sorry.
That's
But-
mean.
rough, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
but I was like, thought I was like in for a big crash because this thing was crabbing a lot and it was sketchy. And
Maybe just like your cool suit. Maybe you should have just brought it in and parked it.
yeah, like you. Oh,
Oh, here we go.
oh,
I
sorry.
didn't get back. I tried to.
He actually, yeah, technically did. Yeah, I got back when I had my issue. Anyway,
Oh.
AGP,
Oh, poor Randall.
AGP. It's up this week.
Yes.
Literally, I don't know when this podcast is getting released, but
Or we won't be this week.
if it's not this week, then we just raced at AGP. So hopefully we
It's
all
this
went
week?
well. Oh, it is getting
Oh,
released this week.
So no
Yes.
time to edit. So basically,
Okay. So it's just record, upload.
bang.
Upload.
Yeah.
So hopefully by the time you're watching this, we're about to go out on track.
So obviously that hasn't come out yet, but you're doing Formula 3 this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
If I-
And F2.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no.
And James Courtney's going to be the driving standards
yeah,
advisor. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
He'll be really good at that.
Yeah. So I'll leave you guys with this segment since you guys have raced everyone.
You're going to just go hang out with your pop plant? I hope we get a shot of these pop plants, by the way.
They're the spritzing bottle. I'll water the plants while you guys cover this
Yeah.
segment for Formula 1.
The first bit of this segment is about us having experience against current and emerging F1 talent. I don't have any experience against emerging. But Woody, you did just recently compete in the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Championship. Did I get that right?
That was very well put together.
Thank you.
Yes, I did.
So-
Sorry. Yes.
What's I've got my views on open wheel. Well, so does Chaz. He was Formula Ford man back in the day, Formula Ford champion.
You got good
Well.
knowledge, eh? This is why you're the host.
Maybe that is why.
Yeah,
I
that's
found out I was the
impressive.
host when I got here.
Yep.
So what's it like racing against? What was it like racing against those guys this year over in New Zealand? And how different is it for everyone watching racing against people in open wheelers compared to supercars, tin top
Yeah,
cars?
it was cool. Like I've never done any open wheeler, no Formula Ford, nothing. So to do that was really cool. I felt like I was a little bit out of my depth at times. Like, driving an open wheeler is pretty different and you feel pretty vulnerable, having your head exposed out like the top of the car and all that sort of stuff. And I had my first open wheel crash where the front was offered, and I was
I did see that. Was that Hampton Downs?
Yeah, a little pile up thing, and I was like, that's pretty full on with the front tires, waving at you. It's a little bit different to a tin top crash, but driving against some of those kids, and they are kids, I felt old, and I'm only 22. Yeah,
you're not an adult, mate.
I know. It was cool though. Like, they're pretty impressive how committed they are in race cars and what they do. And I had to learn a lot, stepped up a lot. Like, we had some really, really great weekends, and I just enjoyed my time racing at home, and with a great bunch of guys with Bruin and the MTech crew. I brought Rich over, my engineer, and
saw that.
Rich loved it, and we had a lot of fun. So I'm cheering on a few guys this weekend, and F3, obviously Louis Sharp being a fellow Kiwi, we were teammates, and seeing what he did was really cool. And then there was two guys, or 2 to 3 other guys, Ugo and Freddie and Jin and Kanato, or 4 other guys that were super impressive as well. So the depth this year and CT Frot was super, super hard. I remember when I signed up to do it, I was like,
This would be easy.
Not easy, but I was like, the last couple of years there would be 2 to 3 guys, and this year there was like 6 or 7 guys that each weekend were winning races or on the podium. So I had to step up a lot, and a few of them are on the radar for F1. So I'm excited to hopefully one day say that I bet a F1 driver in a few races or a few practice sessions. But
put greens on in the practice
greens,
just so you can go quicker.
Yeah, that's what I did last year. But no, it's cool. So
you can't really race door to door though, can you? You might end up.
It was very, very hard to get my my style out in one of those cars. But what we had this year, which was cool, was push to pass. So I made the racing a little bit better. They still had a lot of work to do to make, I guess, open wheel racing better, and that's I guess what F1's taken into their championship this year, with a lot of the active wings and stuff like that to make the racing better, which hopefully can get passed on to the different championships. Because I tell you what, it was pretty boring once you got set into a rhythm. You were sort of just stuck there and you couldn't do a lot. So whereas touching back on supercars with our racing, that's what makes it so enjoyable. You can hunt and make people make a mistake or what have you. So
you can rub panels, you can push people. So if you push someone on an open wheel, you might rip your front wing off and you don't even know.
Yes.
you can't exactly see your front wing.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that actually. Like, I didn't rip a front wing off trying to battle. So that was decent. But I enjoyed it. It was cool. And obviously you won that championship beforehand. I felt like I was trying to get my inner Randle going. How'd
that go?
No, it didn't work. I didn't win the championship. So, but I enjoyed it. It was cool. What touching back on that time, that would have felt like a pretty important part of your career to get to where you are now.
Yeah, I mean, back then I was doing that on the way up, where for you it's different because you're a professional driver in supercars, and that's a really good, really cool thing to be doing in the off season. But for me back then, I got to race against some pretty cool guys that have gone on to do some good stuff, whether it be in F1 or IndyCar or the World Endurance Championship. But yeah, I always had my heart set on Formula One when I was growing up, and the Toyota Racing Series, what it was called back then, just TRS, was always quite a competitive series pre-COVID, and now, like you said, it's getting back to being really strong, and it's that point of the year where it's all the European and Americans winters, so they all come over to get not just testing but actual racing to get them ready for their championships. I mean, you look at last year, Arvid Lindblad was doing that championship in New Zealand, and now he's in Formula One. Like that's such a quick progression. But yeah, it's to go from open wheelers to when I went to Super 2 supercars. For me back then, it took a bit to work out how much you could actually lean against cars, because in open wheelers you just can't do that. Otherwise, you interlock wheels and bad things happen. So I think to your point, Woody, how good our racing is in supercars now, and that there's a little bit of aero wash here and there, but overall
it's usually pretty good.
It's usually pretty good, and we can race hard and
I think, obviously there's tracks that suit our cars and then there's tracks that don't, Tail and Bend touching on, the Enduro last year. When we had
a good battle there, actually.
Yes, we did, yeah. But like touching on like a long track with our cars don't do long corners very well. So it makes, Tail and Bend harder than most tracks to follow and race. But then you get to a QR or you get, somewhere else, Sandown. Most other places, the racing's pretty good. So
yeah,
we're very
normally wherever there's Tyre Deg or the Grand Prix. Now the Grand Prix, that does put up some pretty good racing, Chaz.
Yeah, it's because it's such sprint racing.
Yeah.
Even though they are long sweeping corners, but I don't know. I feel like we all lose a few screws come
I think
this
it's
week.
because we only have so many laps. So we're all trying to just go forward each lap. Like it's literally like in go-karts where you'd sit on the grid with your dad and you'd start 20th and it's a 20-lap race.
Like, how
and
far up can I get?
He's like one car a lap. And you try to do that in this weekend. And
we're either like first one out in the morning, so it's just like none of us are awake yet and we're just trying to battle on, or we're the last one at night.
Yeah, or we're first out, then we have like 8 hours doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then the race. But that's some of the craziest racing all year, I think.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Good. And the worst is when you move up, like you might have gained 5 or 6 spots and then all it takes is one of those corners, you run a little bit wide and you get on the dirt and then you're just screwed for the next
experience with that?
4 laps.
What's that?
You didn't run wide at particular corner last year.
Next segment. But when you did TRS, we didn't talk about who do you reckon you versed back then that is either made it to F1 or IndyCars, or someone that you just, even a year before or after, that really stood out to you?
Well, I guess Liam Lawson, I think, was a couple of years after me. Lance Stroll won the championship 2 years before I won it. And the year before I won it, Lando Norris won it. But I think we all kind of knew that Lando was going to make it. So,
and then when you won it, who finished second, third, and
I think it was Pedro Piquet and Richard Verschoor. I think they were the top 3. So Richard Verschoor, he's still in Formula 2 and he's won quite a lot of races, actually.
He's not F2 this year, though.
Maybe not this year.
Yeah.
He has done a lot of years.
I think he's McLaren factory now, like in GTs or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? F1 drivers you've rubbed shoulders with?
Oh, just Liam, obviously, growing up and you
who
sort of
used to beat who, like similar age or?
No, he was always like, we raced a little bit together, and I bet him. I remember one race or championship.
Was it reverse grid or?
It actually was like mixed grid over the weekend, and it came down to me and him in the final. It was between us to win, and then on the second lap he had a spark plug failure. So
did you lend him the plug? Or?
Yeah,
he lent him the lead. Yeah,
so,
the spark plug lead.
Could have been an F1. No, but
could have been an F1.
But you could always tell Liam was bound for something pretty special, and I hope he has a good year this year. He deserves it, and I'm excited to watch him, actually have a bit of preparation this year, and be in a culture and a team that he knows well, and touching on the guys that I race against and just gone over summer. 2 or 3 of them are, the rumor has it they're bound for F1 as well. So it's impressive that, they're 18 and they've got this pressure of, you're meant to be in Formula 1 by this date. And it's like,
it's another world, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sitting there eating my chicken burger at lunch and they're having quinoa salads. And I'm like, I'm glad I never tried to do the F1.
You got a pretty cool gig, mate. So
glad to be in Supercars.
And you can eat your chicken burgers.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's actually not frowned upon.
No.
In Supercars.
Cool.
So, have you guys got any plans to do any F1 stuff with anyone this weekend? Because you tied with us at all with the Toyota stuff?
No, I don't think we do. Our more ties with Cadillac, with TWG, obviously owning part of our team, and excited to see what they do this weekend and this year. And Dan, who we have quite a good relationship with, has been itching at the bit to have his product on the grid. So I'm excited to watch them and see Sergio and Valtteri back in a car, and they're cool people, like to be part of F1 again. I think they'll bring a big fan culture back to F1 that they were probably missing for a little bit, and it'll be cool to watch.
We've been lucky to do like stuff with Formula 1 teams and drivers over the years.
Yeah,
you guys obviously with Zach Brown and the McLaren connection over the last 8 years?
It's a bit tricky, I suppose, for us. We're there for a goal, and they're there for a goal. And you know what the F1 paddock's like. You feel like you got to go through like 5 security points to even get in there or find a pass that.
Well, the way we're treated there, we're just GA. As soon as we get off the track, it's just general admission for us.
Yeah. I don't think we really even use the pit lane anymore, really.
No, only to stop between ollie sessions.
But isn't Oscar driving Cam's car?
He is, not at the Grand Prix, but they're doing some filming there. So
what days are?
I think that's today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Colder or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you had some Fernando drive your car a couple of years ago?
Yeah, we had Fernando drive it in 22 at Albert Park, which was really cool because he'd always wanted to drive a supercar, but he was
still like fastest lap all weekend, wasn't it?
Thankfully not.
You went faster?
So
you could be in Formula One.
Maybe. No, I don't think so. I wish. But no, he said he got out of the car and he goes, "This car understeers more than oversteers, no?" And I'm like, yeah, that's the spool diff, buddy.
Did you say that?
I didn't say buddy.
Did he lock
I did say that's a spool diff.
He
ran off.
Yeah, ran
off at turn 1. It was funny because I was in the passenger seat and I was telling him what gears to be in the corners. There was a few times I thought we were going to go straight into a wall. But anyway, turn 1, I think you break around the bridge.
And he's gone like 10 meters
He
later.
went at the 100-meter board.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, if he pulls this up, like,
no, he's the best
I've been doing something wrong here. Anyway, he goes down the gears, and as he turns in, the back lets go.
Gone.
And we just go straight through the grass. And anyway, he looks over at me
did
and
he
he's
nearly
like,
make it?
"Oh, no."
Okay.
Thankfully not. I was glad.
So they
that
are
he didn't.
human.
He is human.
Yeah, okay.
It would have felt like so slow for him though. Imagine what like they're dealing with Formula One, how fast they are when they go to like the onboard.
Well, they're going like 30
helmet
seconds
cam.
faster than us.
Yeah, they'd just be like, this is gonna make it. Oh no,
Yeah, gone.
it's a rental car.
Yeah.
Well, turn 5 for them is flat.
Yeah,
And for us, it's a little break and tip it in.
Well, we're flat
not the
last
Super.
year.
You're flat last year, right? So no, that was cool. Then we did some stuff with Gasly and Ocon and doing a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously Red Bull have done stuff over the years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's
There
really
was-
cool.
Wasn't there chat about Red Bull and Ford and it all correlates now? So there was chat about them doing something this weekend.
Yeah, I think they might be doing something this week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But it is really cool that, like you said earlier, Chaz, about when you've been overseas and how much everyone values our championship, and then they actually get to drive our cars and see what it's like, that there's that sort of crossover there.
Yeah, it's cool. Very cool.
Any
Should
more
we-
points, boys, before we go into our mailbag?
No,
Got anything else you want to raise for the Grand Prix?
No.
Weather looks good
It does look good. It's
Yeah.
Melbourne, mate. But
True.
It's always good.
until it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to have Chaz down there.
Oh,
It's
what does
nice,
he not?
nice beer.
Yeah.
Does he not frequently visit?
He
Yeah, have you
does,
had
he
him?
does.
Have you had him over at your place?
Yeah, he comes around sometimes. Yeah, we
He's
go
got
on
a
the
wicked sim. Yeah.
Yeah. Go on
Yeah.
the sim.
You didn't invite
Dream
me around to run your
simulation, yeah.
sim, like, prep for 12 hours.
I actually did.
competition.
I actually did.
Like the
And you said
extensions.
you were down for the week and you couldn't do it.
Nah, mate, I'm good. He would have said.
He said, yeah, basically. He said, I got stuff with TWG.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So it was like a
and I
form-
said, they're just around the corner because I'm in Dandy South. And you go, no, we're in Altona. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a bit further away.
We haven't been to Altona this year. No.
What?
No.
But he said.
No.
Oh, God. Now let's get on to the mailbag.
Yeah, mailbag.
Cool.
All right, you kick us off with a mailbag. Chaz, this is the Between Two Pop Plants mailbag segment.
So this one is this just all questions?
Yes.
Are they all the
questions.
same? Are they different? Okay.
Oh, I got like 5 questions on one thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you
fine?
just fire
All right.
off one.
Okay.
You do one and then he does one.
Sure.
And I do
Angus
one.
has put something in, but there's no words. So Angus, sorry, we're not using your question.
Let's have a look.
It just says Angus. Slash.
No, I think there's.
No.
I think there is
No,
things underneath.
questions underneath.
Oh. I'm doing well. This is my last episode, I think.
Yeah.
First and last.
Perfect.
First and
All right, I'll
last.
start with Angus.
All right. Sorry, Angus.
We got to go around and talk about the worst thing about each. I got Ryan, you've got Tom, and Tom, you got me.
The worst thing about you.
About me, yeah. But I'll start. Worst thing about Ryan is his confidence, to be honest. He's just way too confident.
Worst thing about Thomas. We'll just leave that one there. That he's here.
That I'm the host? What?
No. Probably when I have to battle you. Oh,
Don't like it?
sometimes I just want to have you off. I was
Same.
talking to Cam about that
Were ya?
actually, because I always let Cam go because I'm like, if I'm a shot duck, I let Cam go. But if you're a shot duck, you're the same as me. So it's like racing.
Yeah, that's
it's
true,
like-
actually.
It's like, come on, Randall, you're a shot duck, bro.
Yeah. We've had some good battles over the years.
I remember you crashing into my teammate down the front straight at Adelaide and nearly put him in the fence.
Crashing into him? Wasn't I in front of him? I remember when you nearly tried to take me out at the Grand Prix down the main straight a couple of years ago.
Yes, he pulled me up on that,
Yeah,
Chazzy.
and I had to lift out of that.
Yes.
And I was...
Chazzy always...
I'm not in this.
No, he said to me, man, you need to stop running Randall to the white line. And
Thank you.
You're
Then the
welcome.
next race, I swear, he ran
And then you
someone
ran me to the white line at
yeah.
Adelaide and you didn't let me hang around.
Then it was like the
What's
next
with
race.
you young kids and white lines,
Yeah,
man? I can't
I know.
even see them. I'm that age now. I just
And
see the
you're,
grass.
what do you hate about Chaz?
Oh.
That is...
Was that
what
actually
we-
what I hate about him? Was that it? What I hate?
No, worst thing.
Oh.
Oh,
Hate's
worse.
so rough, man.
It is rough.
You took it
Worse.
the
Why do
whole
you-
nother
no,
level.
because you said my confidence, so I want you to say what you hate about him.
Hey, I'm the host here.
Yeah,
okay, I'm
okay.
running the show.
Thank you, Angus, for making this real personal.
What I don't like about Chaz. No, what was it again?
Yeah, what you don't like.
What's the worst thing about me?
New haircut.
I can't see it. He's got a cap on. Worst thing, I don't know.
Take
I
your
actually
cap
don't know.
One thing, go.
One thing. I don't know if there's anything in particular, but
You're really selling yourself.
there
as
was
the nicest
maybe the
guy, bro.
Bathurst, maybe the Bathurst thing, the last corner when you came up, and then Moff. I was a bit,
Oh,
yeah.
When you were
Was
like,
it me, Brown, and you in the practice?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was bad.
yeah,
That was bad. That was probably my worst thing done to you.
yeah.
and
and I
that
was like,
bad,
what?
Man. And the way you spoke to him was...
And then we
Yeah.
got in the RV and Moff.
I was kind of playing on that away.
Were
hard
ya?
too, yeah, because I knew you'd take it to real heart. Me being
Oh,
aggressive
right.
with you.
So did Moff. What did
and
Moff
Moff
say?
was like, Chaz, come on, that was clearly on you.
I was playing on it so hard.
And then went, oh, that was good.
I had ya.
I was like, what's this guy's deal? And then
Yeah.
he said, you got randled.
Yeah, that's what we call it in the industry.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's what you call it.
I made it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my worst thing about me.
That you say
I
that.
gave you a nickname.
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Yeah, I think that's
We're past
valid.
that now.
We are. We've
Past
now
that.
done 12 hour together.
Just trying to keep up with you.
Shall we move on?
Yeah. All right.
You go.
You guys got another one.
Kath. Thanks for the question, Kath. Is AGP an underrated circuit for supercars? Well, I think based on everything we just spoke about, I would say yes, because of how good the racing is there.
I would say yes too.
So if you
I
can
don't
get yourself-
actually enjoy driving AGP.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I do enjoy it because it's the Grand Prix. And
You just
it's
said you
cool.
don't enjoy it.
But like, I've never gotten a lap there where I've gone, oh, that was awesome. You know, it's a hard track. Like,
It's a hard track to get everything right.
correct.
You guys ever drive around like the back part of the lap, especially now that the straight's like a massive S bend, and you just start to think, even every lap in a race, you're just thinking, this poor tire. You guys ever drive that and you just feel like the rear chatter and the speed we're going down the back chute now and just
Yeah.
going,
Well, how about through like turn 8 and 9? People probably don't appreciate that, but turn 8 is on a quali lap, maybe just flat.
yeah.
And then turn 9, we're doing nearly 260 Ks an hour while turning, and there's concrete walls. It's
And we
Are we?
don't have as much aero
Yeah.
anymore.
you don't like it any. Do you like it less now that I told you that?
I like it more.
Oh, that's
So
good.
it's
Commitment.
not as boring now.
No, it's
How
cool.
easy it is. It's easy to lock a front into the chicane,
that's weird,
turn
though.
9 when you're
I
following
did-
someone.
Yeah, but
Because you're all unweighted and it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
nice.
and then you find the back of someone and send them. I've done that a couple of times.
Matt Payne.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, I
Matt
mean-
Payne has a way to get himself in a lot of trouble around this track.
that is true. That is true.
If there was a state of origin for supercars, who wins, Victoria or Queensland? Is that that's
Well,
from Zach?
I guess
by the way.
historically, if you
Talking
were
about
to go off-
driver or team though.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to understand and think about.
Have to be team because we've got drivers
But
actually.
yeah, I
from
would say there's
all
a fair
around.
split between drivers and
yeah, probably.
team.
Yeah.
Drivers that live here and drivers. So obviously, if it was drivers, Victoria.
Obviously.
Yeah, and if it was teams, it's Victoria.
Well, you guys race for Victorian team.
So do you?
No, I know.
I think the,
but you were just talking.
more interesting the question that some people are still like, obviously NRL fans to be talking about state of origin, but I mean, that cross-reference of sports is so cool. And we're no different than how we changed last year. We've got a sprint cup, an enduro cup, and stuff like that. So maybe we need one round somewhere.
State of origin.
Neutral ground, and we call it a state of origin.
New Zealand.
You know?
Yeah.
But then where do the Kiwis?
But even that, like Kiwis
just don't
versus
race.
Aussies and stuff like that, it's all cool, extra cool
You
rivalries.
just sit out. You didn't make the squad.
Well, you're not from Queensland or Victoria.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Sit out.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe
But
a
when
state of
you're
origin
born in
round.
Victoria, so then where do you actually fly under? See, then we could go into.
I think it has to be team based.
When you're born in Altona.
the teams are either Queensland or Victoria
Or Albury.
or Albury. Well, they're closer to Victoria, so
True.
yeah.
Were you born in Victoria?
I was.
I was born in New Zealand.
We're well aware.
Okay.
We're well aware.
Do you want me to go again? Another question, or are we
I
going
think-
to keep going
Yeah,
around
keep
the
going.
circle?
So do you have Kath?
I did have
Well,
Kath,
Kath
yeah.
and Kim have written in. So Kim,
Oh, good.
what's your controversial motorsport opinion? Topic, like,
Controversial.
do you want me to start?
Well, she
Yes.
did ask you the question.
I don't like when team managers get handsy with drivers.
Say that again, sorry.
I don't like when team managers get handsy with drivers. You know?
My
Yeah, I think that's. You mean
Controversial.
rival drivers or just?
Yeah, I mean, do that on the street. Someone could take you for assault. You know?
Yeah.
anyways, most controversial.
Well, your biggest thing is no social hate as well. So,
That's
so I think
that's not really an opinion. That's just pretty black and white
Yeah.
for me.
controversial.
I've got one.
You go.
I didn't take Chaz out on the straight at Adelaide.
Oh, I've got one then.
No, you go.
Actually, that Formula One is the 5th best motorsport form in the world.
What's above it?
Yeah, what's your four
Oh,
above?
yeah.
Not in order. WRC, MotoGP, Supercars, NASCAR,
What do you
About
relate?
IndyCar.
IndyCar.
Oh, so now where's
Is
F1?
F1 6.
So what do you relate off? Not talent. You're obviously not talking about
No,
talent because we
just-
know Formula One drivers have
Correct.
some of the best talent around the world in so many different disciplines. Do you just mean from an entertainment point of view? As a fan of motorsport?
I know that most of the time, if whoever wins the start in Formula One, there's not much going on after that.
Would you reckon this year's car might change?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoy
So from an
watching Formula
entertainment
One.
point of view,
I do enjoy watching Formula One because I like motorsport, but I would rather sit there and watch a MotoGP race or WRC stage or
Yeah. I've only got two. One is that I think F1 should be V8s, V8 engines
Yeah.
with fully sustainable fuel, not with all the hybrid and battery and
well,
stuff.
that's going to be interesting, with how much trouble I'm guessing that's going to be.
Yeah.
Having all the batteries and
Well,
stuff.
we've seen issues with Aston Martin and stuff. So I think put the V8s back in them, V10s or whatever.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple,
The
naturally
V8 or
aspirated.
V10, so
Either or. V8s,
V12.
maybe.
still the best sounding car.
Yeah. That's probably my
They do
number
sound
one.
a lot better though this year, apparently.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
You're up, Tom.
You had two though.
My second one was that I think MotoGP should still be at Phillip Island.
Yeah, I agree. But I
My
guess
second
there's a lot more politics
More
to
to
that.
it. Yep. All right.
Is that
Who
'cause you
gets
got like a holiday house at Phillip Island?
Well, I hope it doesn't. I hope the Adelaide Street Circuit doesn't turn into that for us. That layout that they've
Yeah, I
got
hope the
proposed
track doesn't change for us.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
I think
Well, it's meant to be like 2 or 3 weeks before.
I can't see how.
You change the
MotoGP,
infrastructure
yeah.
and for them to be safer and us not have to adopt it as well from
Correct.
a track cost point of view. So
Not sure how that's going to work.
if I was a betting man, I'd say our track's going to change.
But it's just all straights.
I
There's
still
no
think we'll
turn
achieve
eight.
the same layout, but like I'm worried about turn 4. Start to lose that legendary
The whole-
staircase.
Correct.
And
And turn 8. It won't
Well,
be the
I
same.
just don't see how MotoGP races on a street track with walls right there. They don't. They race with parklands on either side.
yeah.
It's like Isle of Man or Macau.
Unless
when
you-
they
Yeah,
race.
but
That's not MotoGP.
No.
Correct. But that, that's motorcycles, right? Like,
But that's like, I remember the first time I went and watched MotoGP at Phillip Island. That's the only time I've watched it live. And it's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Amazing there.
Like
and the
watching
riders,
them come over the last corner at
one front
Phillip
wheel
Island,
off the ground.
Yeah, and they're just like into it, and their bodies are hanging off the side.
I saw him in Assen, like the little flip flop onto the straight, and they're just the front wheel's just in the air, and they're just still turning it off the back wheel, like
incredible,
crazy.
unbelievable.
Yeah. So who knows? But yeah, I think that's a bit of a loss not having MotoGP at Phillip Island.
And I think it'll, like, think about our grand final aspect. We have to change the, that layout with how much history the Adelaide Street Track has, the way it is. It's,
Whether or not it opens the door for us racing at Phillip Island again, not sure. Because now they don't have that event, so we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see.
I think I heard Bruce say something that there's usually the historic event or that sort of stuff to have supercars collaborate with something like that.
Yep.
I think would be
I
smart.
just remember getting in trouble at Phillip Island for doing a victory burnout.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where was that?
I don't, like down the Exeter Turn 1 down there at Phillip Island.
Oh, on the runoff?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good skid, I
it was
remember that
great.
one, yeah.
But like kind of against it.
Just because of that?
No, just like I
But
mean,
you
it's
banned us
obviously
from Phillip
the
Island.
beautiful track, like you know what I mean. But
Oh, so you're the
some
reason.
people that like and
You're the
organisers
reason.
get funny about.
One thing I don't like about Chaz, banned us from Phillip Island.
That's actually two things.
Yeah. You want me to keep? No, I never said something. It was about you.
All right, this one's for you, Woody. This is from Andrew. Woody, now that you've skydived, is your fear of heights cured?
No.
No? I did see that. I saw you dropped a few F-bombs there.
Just a few.
Actually, this is the worst thing I
impressed you
hate
did
about
it.
Ryan. Continue.
What's that?
Just this skydiving incident.
Oh, it was an
What
incident.
about it?
Oh, like it just shows double standards in our team, you know.
Coming from Mozzie.
Ryan can go out there, do some dangerous sport, I just can't even go snowboarding anymore.
Yeah, but everyone's seen the way you walk, let alone snowboard.
Well, that's why I should be bolted two together.
No, it was. I hate heights and doing that. I don't even know why or how I actually got roped into doing it, but I'm
And you
glad
actually
I
did
did.
You
it.
don't even remember it. You passed
yeah,
out the
I
whole
blacked
time.
out.
Were you drugged or something?
No, man. Have you ever skydived?
No.
Yeah. Do you reckon you would?
I reckon I would over people always ask, would you bungee jump or would you skydive? And I would probably prefer to
Yeah, but would
skydive.
you go out of your way to
No.
go? If someone said, "Hey, I got a plane up going up tomorrow," you want to?
So you wouldn't do it.
No.
So you sit there and pick me apart about it, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't do it.
But I'm different now. I'm
How'd
in
you
my
agree to
30s.
it? Were you like, yeah, let's do it?
It was
Or did you take a bit
it
of
was for the
convincing?
next gen who had sort of put together, having myself over there doing the TRS Championship and Josie and Murph who sort of were the main and Tunners, David Tunner.
Oh, yeah, yep. Good
Had
bloke.
sort of put together this little segment about, showing a bit of New Zealand and that sort of stuff. And one of it was skydiving. And then, we did it. So it was cool. Like me, Rihanna Korean, Will Davison,
You all did it.
Louis, Murph, Ronan, like Ronan Murphy as well. And like Murph's a fiend for it. He loves doing that sort of adrenaline stuff. And man, like it was incredible.
Would you do it again?
I wouldn't do it again. No, I probably wouldn't.
Why don't you do like the shrimp fishing those guys did?
Prawn fishing, thank you.
It was cool. Like if I said to you to like, I reckon you would enjoy it.
Yeah,
If
I'd
you
like to
hate-
do it.
Yeah,
You
you
take
should,
your prawn on you, would you?
if you go, yeah,
What a
yeah.
that was a big prawn I caught.
You should do it 100% when we go to Taupo next
I'd
round.
like to do it at some point. Maybe not then, but
Taupo
I'd like
was
to do
beautiful.
it. Yeah,
Like,
I'd like to do it.
Mate, at the end of the day, they say about like, oh, don't do anything dangerous. You're either going to come back or you're not. So,
But then you're not allowed
That's
to
how I go
snowboard.
snowboarding generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's not like you're going to break an arm skydiving.
Well, you might if the
Well,
parachutes fail.
definitely the
We've
way
got big
you
issues.
look like you were trying to get out the aeroplane. No, I'm
Yeah,
not going.
yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
The actual scariest part was,
Look like you couldn't breathe.
man, like I was just, yeah, I don't know. Talking about it makes me feel uncomfortable. But no, there was a point where like you had to actually, he undoes it. So you're free fall parachute, out, and you're mid free fall, and he undoes the things to make you drop and sit down more so that when you come into
And you
land,
think you've been let go.
you literally
Oh,
drop.
that is funny.
You drop like probably this
Really?
much and
But you're like,
that's
no, don't
crazy.
do that again.
Can't do it again. So it was, yeah.
Goal.
All right. It's on the, I wouldn't say bucket list. It's something I'd like to do before I'm not able to do it, but
Yeah.
it's not on the top of the list.
You should
I think you're up.
You're up.
A question from Matt with 2 T's. If Drive to Survive followed
Isn't that most
Supercars,
common? Anyway, yeah.
followed Supercars, who would become the villain?
Who would become the villain? Why is he looking at me?
I don't know.
All of a
You're
sudden,
not the
Tom's
villain.
like,
If the what? Sorry, what was the?
If there was a Drive to Survive if Drive to Survive followed Supercars, who would become the villain?
or let's
Oh, Brody'd be up there.
Brody'd have to be.
Yeah,
Brody's
Brody.
up there.
But it's not because he's a villain. He just cares about racing so much.
Yeah.
He's
I think he's just
really passionate.
So he speaks his
True.
mind.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
just like straight up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the one that Will Brown, but he's like not. He's too.
Nah,
he's still
he's not.
smiley, but racing wise, like
He's-
he races hard.
Hard, yeah. He's like a silent assassin.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
and then boom, he's into you, and you're like,
Yeah.
Randy, we were just laughing and stuff.
And what happened?
Yeah, on the pre-grid, we were talking about what we're going to do tonight
Yeah.
together, and then we were going for dinner. Then
Yeah.
boom, he's turned you around. It's like,
Isn't there like don't you and Brock have a rivalry?
Yes.
I saw this
Thomas.
whole thing
yes.
at SMP.
Yeah, there's a
I
little
guess
rivalry.
That'd be an episode. The
I
Drive
think
to
that's still
Survive.
going on with our sort of series. I haven't watched it, but what was it? Road to Glory.
Oh, on Amazon?
Yeah, I think they're doing something similar this year because there was a microphone following me at SMP. So
Oh, this year?
yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think they were following you too a bit as well.
No, Danny, focus on rookie on the rise.
But yeah, I think there's.
Have you had enough of your questions? You just throw them on the
I
ground?
just dropped it.
Do you want to pick them up?
No,
Should we do
because
one
then I'll
more
headbutt,
around?
and then I'll headbutt
Yeah.
this.
Once he
Just to
picks
finish
up
off.
his rubbish.
No, Thomas, I'm going to headbutt this, and then
I think, Chaz,
I still have 3 to go on here.
If there's 3 questions on here, but I'll just
maybe
choose-
just ask them all and we'll just quickly answer them all.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Supercars should get rid of the finals format?
No.
No.
Yep, I agree.
What
with
do you
that.
think?
What's been the most
Might
challenging
need a
thing
tune
from-
up. Might need a tune up, but I
Yeah.
think it's good.
What's been the most challenging thing from swap to Toyota?
I think we've sort of discovered that. Sorry, not discovered. We've touched on that.
Just learning everything again, I would say. What
Yep.
about you?
Yep, no, same.
Yep.
That's great. And if you were a team owner, what would your team name be?
RCM, Ryan Chaz Motorsport.
Wow.
What would yours be?
so your
Method.
team name is both of you.
Well,
So your team is going to involve Chaz. That's nice.
I
I
need a good team manager, and I've seen what he's done with Method Motorsport. I know he has a lot of great people in his team, but Chaz is a leader.
There's a method
But
to
if
madness.
he let me name it, it would be FCR.
FCR.
Yeah, you'll go, Tom.
Can we? We better not say what those.
But does that include me too? Or?
Yeah, we're in it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you, Thomas?
I don't know. Well,
Dream Racing.
we had Dream Motorsport.
Yeah.
Someone actually took the name Dream Racing, but we had Dream Motorsport.
thought we were
so I'd
answering
just say
them
Dream
fast.
Motorsport.
Yeah.
I thought we were
Nice.
answering them.
Well, I'm out of
fast.
questions. You go quickly, rapid fire for yours.
All right. What car are you working on in your garage at the moment? What's your dream build? Technically, I'm not working on a car. My dad's working on a few old cars.
Big one.
Working on a old Di Tommaso Pantera.
What's
Cool.
that?
It's an old Italian car with a Ford Cleveland motor in it.
Okay.
Big block.
But is it
Pretty popular
what
back
brand?
in the days of
Di Tommaso Pantera.
different brands
Used
with
to
like
race them.
different using other
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
stuff. It was like an era, wasn't it?
They raced them
Were you?
back in the day.
I don't have any cars. I got my GR Corolla.
You're not working
I
on it.
don't-
Sponsor plug
I don't
right
work,
there.
work
Yeah.
on anything. I don't.
What about you?
Heard a Civic, which has got a blown motor at the moment.
How did
so,
it blow up, Jeff?
bit of whiskey.
That wasn't a
throttle.
question on here.
Bit of whiskey throttle.
Was there a
Alright.
bit of whiskey involved as
Nah,
well?
nah.
If you were
Cam
a current
wouldn't give me
F1,
Cam wouldn't give you any. Yeah. Shout out to Cam Waters for having a really cool business that he gives none of his mates any alcohol. Or
Maybe
I'm not his
maybe
mate.
you're not his mate then.
Maybe
I think
I'm
that's
not
what
his
it
mate.
is. Wasn't that the official whiskey at your wedding?
Wasn't the official. No, it was just.
It was just there.
It's just a whiskey.
I don't know. Don't invite Cam to your wedding. He brings whiskey and he doesn't even bring any ice for the whiskey
So
glasses.
it's just warm whiskey.
Oh man, it was warm.
Okay. Pro tip, everyone. If you were a current F1 driver, which one would you be?
Pro
You'd
F1
be-
driver.
You'd be Norris, I guess, because he's the current world champion.
No,
Current champion.
no,
No?
it wouldn't suit me the best.
You? Sorry. That sounded a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
You? I don't know.
Who would I be?
Who would you be?
I feel like I'd be like a
Hadjar? Like a Hadjar? Maybe?
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like you're a bit of a Hadjar.
bit of personality too.
I feel like you're an Ocon.
Is that
Yeah, he's good.
good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Okay, thanks.
Like
I'd
a
be like that.
likable guy, but sometimes it's just like no, I'm kidding.
I'd be like
you know
Billy
how
Hayes.
Ocon, like, you know that time that he took out Verstappen back in the day?
Oh, at Brazil?
Yeah, but like you haven't done that.
Take
But,
out the
like,
leader when I'm a
yeah,
lap down?
Yeah, but like you and Feeney at thing, like,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
you know, like Ocon.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Or
I'd be
Gasly.
Billy Hayes.
yeah, maybe
I reckon.
Gasly. I
Yeah,
reckon Gasly.
Gasly.
Yeah. And what was
Ocon and
Chaz's?
These two just keep talking about themselves.
What was Chaz's?
I'm like Billy Hayes. Yeah,
Sonny Hayes.
Sonny
Sonny
Hayes.
Hayes.
Billy
Who's that? Who the heck
I know
is
why his name
Billy
wasn't Billy.
Who the
There's no way
heck's
better.
Billy Hayes?
Billy Sonny, I
He's
knew it
not
was
even
something,
a
right?
drive. He's not even a actual
Hayes
F1
is
I
driver.
saw him on the grid, 100%.
Billy.
Actually, there was a movie
In
about
the
it. So
GP2
clearly,
car, I saw it.
nah, that was an F1 car. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Billy Hayes.
Sonny Hayes.
I'm doubling down.
Right. So the
I'm
veteran that
just none
goes
of
to
them.
win. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Hedger.
All right. That's
You got any questions? What's your three rapid
Yep.
fire?
Thoughts on the 2026 F1 season change and regulations? Who is going to do well? Who will disappoint?
Aston will disappoint, I think, and maybe Mercedes look strong
I think Ferrari,
in Ferrari with their
And who will
180 inverted
disappoint?
rear wing.
McLaren.
I haven't really watched any of it, but what concerns me is that the drivers aren't enjoying driving it.
Mm.
That's at the end of the day, they're the narrative, and they're going to enjoy driving the cars. But when you're saving energy and all that, like in
Oh, there was
battery
like
and stuff
yeah,
like
there was
that,
like
that
a
sounded-
video of Hadjar passing old mate, and he uses his battery to get alongside. Then old mate uses his battery,
To pass him
Then-
back. Anyway,
and
the
then-
battery clips out.
and then they clip out. But then Hadjar has like more motor or something, and then goes back past
I
them.
don't mind like conservative racing and where you're trying to like fuel saves and all that, create strategy and all that kind of stuff, or if it's battery or however they've.
Yeah,
they've
you
done
want more
these new
fuel
cars.
drop races.
But yeah, it's just for me, it's just like you want guys pushing 100% all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like that'll be the case now.
Nah,
Well,
it
did you-
feels very IndyCar to sometimes. Like those guys save a lot of fuel in those strategy races, but the races are designed to be strategy
Mm.
esque.
IndyCar racing is pretty good. There was
Yeah.
good racing
watch
on the
the-
weekend at
yeah.
St. Pete.
All right, Thomas.
Yeah. Oh, this is for me.
No, this is just
Oh.
the guy's name.
Oh, maybe it was my question.
If you could change one thing about finals, what would it be? Well, this is all of us.
This is all of
I
us?
guess, But yeah.
Maybe more reward for like the person that's leading at each stage. I don't know. It seems like, I mean, the way it was last year was that you could win every race and you only got a 50-point advantage. You know, I don't know how you'd, maybe there's
reckon-
bonus points for
Yeah.
in some area, but it just feels
I
like
can take Bathurst out and put Bathurst as its own race for the year. No points for anything, just Bathurst. And I reckon you will get everyone putting, like, obviously we all put everything into it.
I think in that race, everyone's putting ready in. Like if you're safe in the 10 going into there, like or anyway,
Yeah.
you know,
No, I still think back in the day, Bathurst used to be its own race. So
I mean, we're just coming off.
was
a
the
pretty good
question,
one
sorry,
last
just
year.
about supercars in general or the final system?
Just the finals.
Yeah, so what would you change about the finals?
okay, sorry.
Not Bathurst.
Yeah, but Bathurst is still sort of in the final. In the
The final system.
it's
Woody?
actually in the sprint. Yeah, it's actually in the enduro. So, yes, final system.
Or would you change anything? Maybe you want to leave it. What would you do?
I reckon bonus points for pole.
Okay.
Extra 2 or 5 points.
Are you, Chaz?
Because I reckon, yeah.
I mean, we changed it a little bit this year, but and people say that because I had success last year, that's kind of the way you want to kind of keep it. But for me, driving in the finals, you don't want anyone to be comfortable. That's what it's not supposed to be about. So now we extend some of the gaps between the first four and that. It just gives people more breathing room. I guess, yes, when someone's been on form all year, they've got to have some incentive, but you don't want to make it so comfortable that you can't not be put under pressure.
Exactly.
So
I guess what you're doing is just
it's still
trying
doing
to-
exactly the same championship we would have for so long. Still someone be comfortable and someone not. And yes,
Correct.
get rewarding them for the small incentive and stuff like that. But generally the four guys are going to be racing for the top five that weekend. That's how they've got themselves there, what we saw in the final. So there's only generally a few points swing back and forth anyway, unless something.
Well, you look at the
big
story
happens.
of Kai going from 10th to top 4. Like, that's going to be so much harder now as well.
It is.
Like,
And
it
that
just,
was a big storyline going in. Like a rookie in the finals, that's its own storyline. We just don't want to make it to the point where some of those storylines are
well,
going
you
to
talk
disappear.
to like Brownie and you see how much pressure he felt like he was under from day dot and Goldie.
Well, yeah, he made a couple mistakes, I think, in the qualifying
Correct.
sessions.
Like the pressure that was on everyone and like even being around you when, you know, Chazzy's fighting for a championship, like it levels up.
It's enormous.
It's huge. And like,
And you see, like, you make a mistake, it feels like it's everything because it's just all about to be over.
you see like even like Matt Payne, who's super nonchalant, to see him like, you know, as emotional he was at Sandown when he's been knocked out. Like it meant so much to everyone involved. Like you could see from Cam's point of view how much he wanted the opportunity to race for a Final Four spot and like why he was racing so hard. Like just the stakes just went up, you know.
And that's
So-
every 24 drive. You just don't want to make it comfortable.
Correct.
So-
And like you saw people from, you know, that weren't in the finals making impacts, which that's what they want.
I do like, though, that they've brought in that if you get knocked out, you then go back into the championship.
Yeah, that's
so like
good.
after how it was last year, if you were 11th after Bathurst, that's it.
That's
You
it,
could win
yeah.
every race and you'd still finish 11th. I do like that now.
Oh, what?
If you get knocked out, like if you make the finals and you get knocked out after the first round at Gold Coast, you go back to being, you know, you're now racing for
7th.
8th, 9th, 10th,
Oh, yeah.
and then same thing after Sandown. So the guy in 11th
Can
who
keep moving
could
forward.
actually end up finishing maybe top 5 if it was that close.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's been good.
Yeah,
So the
that's good.
points don't actually reset then.
You
Or so the points that
Just up
let's
to
say-
fifth. You play up to fifth now,
Okay.
basically, for the last weekend's obviously still the top
Correct.
four.
Cool,
But yeah, last, like Tom
That
said.
is cool because like for myself, like I think I wouldn't have.
At that point, when you're in 10th in the championship, there
Yeah.
wasn't much incentive for the other drivers in an overall championship
Correct.
position to be fighting hard for the
Correct.
last three. So
that I think that's
Because
been
I
a
could,
really good
yes, because I finished 10th and the best that I could have come was 8th, I think. So
yeah, that was it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what would change, but I don't know.
Anyways, just to,
Good.
you know, last one. I've got one more question.
thing. Okay.
What's the last movie you cried watching?
Frozen.
Frozen.
Yeah, it gets me every time.
Wasn't a movie, and it was like little tears, just slightly, but the Earnhardt doco.
I watched that
the
the other-
last episode. I was
Yeah.
I just got a little bit.
Actually, I don't know
Emotional.
if I
It's
did.
okay to cry.
Is that the
Yeah.
44-minute video on YouTube by
No.
NASCAR?
It's the 4 episodes on Amazon. They're like an hour, about an hour each.
What's it called?
Just Earnhardt. Really good.
Mm.
Anyway, the last episode I got a little bit teary.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
there we have it.
that's
Do
it
the
for
closer,
questions.
Tom.
Thank you.
Can I- give us
I don't
your
want to
best
say what
close.
I cried about, but that's fine.
Please tell
no,
us.
No, it's fine. We'll wrap it up
No,
there.
we do
then,
actually
Chaz.
want to hear.
You
Chaz,
cry
yeah.
every movie, man.
Yeah.
I've seen you.
Did you cry in Cars?
I cried and we watched at Bathurst Forrest Gump for the first time, first
Yeah,
ever time.
He's never watched Forrest Gump.
And we watched it at Bathurst last year and I cried.
Have you watched Days of Thunder at least?
Yes.
Okay,
It's my
good.
favourite movie.
There you go.
I'd probably cry watching it now that,
Would you? Yeah,
you know.
maybe.
You know this whole last segment's just going to get cut off.
I'm sure it will. And
So let's just go to your
let's
closer.
just wrap that up, shall we, Chaz?
Yeah.
So thank you, first and foremost, to everyone who stayed this long in the episode watching and had that much interest to get this far in. Thank
And
you
I'm sorry that you had to listen to us.
to us, just talking. And thanks everyone for all your questions for the mailbag. Hopefully we answered most of those. But that's it. That's a wrap. First episode of the 2026 Drivers Only podcast here, and our side name between two pot plants, courtesy of Chaz.
Yep.
So
Hopefully it's in the budget to keep them.
I
As
would
we
like to
ready-
hope so.
3 Ps and a 2-pot plant.
We lost the LED board, so it's
We have
the
red
plants,
LEDs on the ground though.
They're probably going.
Probably.
That's
We really need a sponsor for this, so
We're looking for a
yeah.
sponsor.
we need a sponsor.
If you know anyone, let us know. But in all seriousness, thanks for tuning in to the first episode. Thank you, Chaz. Thanks, Woody, for joining us.
Thank you, Tom.
And thank you, Thomas.
Tom,
I didn't
great
mean what
host.
I've said about things I don't like.
Well, it's on the camera now.
Arrivederci.
Catch all the action this weekend at the Melbourne Super Sprint on Fox and KO. And hopefully you enjoy the racing. Hopefully you enjoy this podcast. And they'll be back for episode 2, which I'm sure none of us will be on because
We're never getting invited
I
back.
don't think we're getting invited back.
Maybe they would just want you back to host.
Maybe. But no, thanks, gentlemen. And we'll see you at Albert Park in a couple of days. And like I said, enjoy
Are we
the
just
racing.
going to keep going?
How does he get
Yeah.
this actually to end?
So should we just keep going? And thank you to Chaz for coming down.
Thanks to
from
my
Queensland.
sponsors,
Yeah.
Castrol. You know, is that what I should, do you want to thank? Do you want to do a
No.
plug, sponsor plug?
No, let's.
We'll be
You're already
here all
half
day
wearing
if
it.
he were out of office sponsors.
True. Thanks,
And
Supercars.
thank you guys.
I want to thank my
Joking.
mum and dad for bringing me here.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Canine ladies.
Yeah.
Goodbye.